What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lantern, bringing you guys our Week 4 match for the PTL, or the Pokemon Tri-League, taking on my good pal Spanic at the Disco and his New York Rangers. Let me just fix his logo there. Sorry about that. Spanic's 0-3 -9. He's not having a great start to the league. We are his last battle. He is not returning in Week 5. There will be a replacement for him then. So I'm not sure his level of investment in this match or not, but I'm still invested because obviously I'm still playing. And we're 1-2, which really sucks. So I'd like to be 2-2 and progressing a little bit better through the league here. So if you haven't seen the team builder, you should check it out. I will run through my sets in a second here, but let's run through what Spanic could have brought. So he could have brought Lander's Therian, which I'm really surprised didn't come. I didn't prep very well for Lando. If I'm being completely honest, I barely prepped for Lando, if I'm being honest. So I'm happy that it didn't show up, but I didn't prep for it. Megazord X, which I'm not surprised to see there on the screen. Alola Ninetales, again, not surprised to see there on the screen. I'd imagine it's a Light Clay set. Yeah. Vaporeon, which I'm actually a little bit surprised not to see Vaporeon, but Raikou kind of took advantage of it. Raikou kind of dicked his team really hard, which is another reason why I'm surprised Lando didn't come. Scizor, which I'm really surprised didn't come. I checked his Scizor is Heatmor. Starmie, which I did expect to come. I can see it on the screen there. Tangela, I didn't really expect it to come. Xurkitree, I actually didn't expect to come at all, and it's there. Really surprised about that. I just have so many good Xurkitree checks on the team. He's got to run specific prep for it, essentially. Ariados, I did expect to come. Webs look good against me, and I can definitely see Ariados coming, which it did. Mandibuzz, I'm definitely expecting to be his Mega Lopunny check, given the Lando is not here. Mandibuzz is his best answer to that. Perugly, I wasn't really expecting, but could have been okay against me. And Monferno, which I was kind of expecting, because it did look alright against my team. Yeah, so again, I definitely expected the Lando and the Scizor, neither of which came. I think one of them over the Xurkitree might have been a little bit better here. Webb's strategy against me is not fantastic, but not super bad either. So yeah, I'm just going to lead with my Raikou. It's really free against anything on his team. I mentioned this in the team builder, but his flying resist and his electric resist, like his flying resist on his team is Xurkitree. That's it. So I was really excited to bring Braviary and just spam Brave Bird against his team. It's really free. But Raikou is going to make the lead matchup here. Oh, I haven't talked about my team first. Okay, so I'm a 4 attacks Mega Lopunny with Power Up Punch, Return, Drain Punch, and Ice Punch. Ice Punch is fairly useless because Return is doing more to the Mandibuzz, but Ice Punch was doing more to the Landorus. I've got Heatmor here. I'm running a Shukaberry Heatmor. I actually changed it in the team builder from Scarf Heatmor, which was kind of flames, to Shukaberry. This will let me eat an Earthquake from the Megazord X or the Lando and hit them back. I've got HP Ice there for the Lando. I moved all of my speed from the Scarf set into HP, and this is going to matter a lot, and I'll talk about it when it happens. I'm Scarf Chomp, lets me outrun the Megazord X after a Dragonance. Super important speed tier to hit. Lets me outrun Scarf Landorus. I've got Flamethrower on there for the Scizor with Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and insert filler move here. I can't remember what it is. Iron Head, maybe? I actually cannot remember what the last move is. It's pretty irrelevant because I'm never going to click it. So there you go. I'm unaware Clefable to deal with an SD Scizor potentially, which is really not what I'm doing because I have nothing to hit it with. But mainly a Dragonance, Zard X. Nasty Plot Ninetales potentially. Tailglow Xurkitree, another thing that would be annoying if it got set up. Landorus does not have Z capabilities, so I'm not super duper scared of Lando, especially with Unaware Clef. Raikou, I'm running an Expert Belt set with Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, HP Ice, and Toxic. Thunderbolt's really pretty free against this team. Thunderbolt and Volt Switch both really free against this team. Like again, his only electric resist is the Xurkitree until the Zard Mega evolves, and when it, I've got Toxic for it if it really wants to stay in on me. Braviary is Scarfed, so I'm running double Scarfers. Initially I was running triple Scarfers here, but I'm running double Scarfers with the Braviary with Brave Bird, Defog, U-Turn, and Tailwind in a pinch, just in case webs are up. I can get a Tailwind up and then outspeed in a late game sort of scenario. So. I'm going to lead with the Raikou. He's got nothing to deal with it. He probably doesn't want to switch in Xurkitree that early, especially without webs up. So I'm just going to lead with Raikou against the Ariados. most obvious sash I've ever seen in my entire life. Thunderbolt's going to two-shot this, but I'm just going to Volt Switch out because there's no reason for me not to just go right into my Heatmor here on the very obvious webs. Now, Heatmor is going to be able to pick up a KO, and it's going to pick up its first KO of the season with the Fire Lash there. Really cool move, and Ariados drops. That's the first kill Heatmor is going to get this season. Who knows if it's going to get any more, but a kill for Heatmor is a fun time. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right, in comes the Starmie on the Heatmor here. I didn't think I was living a hit, but I figured if I was going to live a hit, then I could Thunder Punch this potentially. And he's going to fire off a Scald, and I live on 99. So, yeah, it's kind of funny, actually. So, thing is with this Starmie is that I'm pretty sure it's Scarfed, and Scald does like 96 to 117 or something to my Heatmor, so he didn't even get the lowest roll. Like, this was technically a mid-range roll. It was mid to low range roll, yes, but there was a better chance of living this than I thought, considering I'm like naive nature. It's not actually naive. I think I'm naughty nature. I'm plus attack minus speed F. So, you know, if I wasn't naughty nature, I had an even better chance to live this. Obviously, HP Ice is doing nothing for me with Lando not here, so I would much rather be Adamant. And that would make the roll even more in my favor to live this. But what's funny is happening right here as I get the Thunder Punch off and I paralyze him. Yeah, he's still faster after the paralysis because I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed and speed invested. So he's going to kill my Heatmor there, and Raikou gets to come in here. I will outspeed this, I believe, with Raikou, even at -1 because I am max speed Raikou. So yeah, because he would be cut in half. So me at -1, he should be -2 speed based on the paralysis, and I'm -1, which means we should speed tie. Actually, this should be a speed tie if I'm thinking of this correctly. So yeah, the paralysis from the Heatmor on the Starmie really sucks for him because Garchomp does naturally outspeed everything now with a Scarf. Well, sorry, I want to outspeed the Ninetales naturally, but yeah, Raikou gets to come in here, and I get to Volt Switch. I wasn't sure about saving the Starmie there. You know, he's not Natural Cure. He showed... We didn't see Natural Cure proc, so he didn't get healed of the paralysis, which means he's Analytic Starmie as well. Which actually means that this Starmie is hard paralyzed unless this is a Heal Bell Ninetales, which I don't think it is. It shows to be about max HP based on the Volt Switch damage there. I'm just going to be able to Volt Switch right in my Braviary. So I thought about clicking Defog here. It's not really worth giving up my Braviary at this point, so I'm just going to claim my kill on the Ninetales. Unless he wants to switch into something else, take the Brave Bird, which I don't know if that's really a smart idea. Xurkitree, depending on the bulk, might get two-shot by it. I could also very easily click U-turn here, expecting him to switch, so I'm just going to go for my kill on the Ninetales. Pick it off, and now there's no Veil Threat, which is really good. So I will have to bring Braviary in later to defog. Mandibuzz comes in and kind of forces me out into the Raikou here, as the Foul Play is going to do pretty much nothing to me. You know, I had to have like one attack IV or something for HP Ice IVs on my Raikou, but pretty irrelevant overall. Yeah, I'm going to just be put in a spot where I can click Volt Switch once again with the Raikou here. It's pretty free, you know, Expert Belt, boosted Volt Switch, pretty free against this Mandibuzz, as I believe he is going to stay in there, yeah. So 67% from Volt Switch lets me get into my Braviary. Toxic Miss, that actually doesn't matter whatsoever. You know, it sucks, but it doesn't matter as I get a defog off here on his Roost. So I did figure he was going to either Roost there or kill me. It's pretty irrelevant because now he has no way to get up any hazards against me, and I can go into my Clefable here, which is what I'm going to do. Thought about just getting at my rocks as he goes for the Toxic now. So we've seen part of his moveset here, Foul Play, Toxic, and Roost. You know, I'm not super fussed about this Mandibuzz. Raikou takes it down very easily as long as Raikou can stay healthy. You know, Garchomp is not going to be able to kill it, though, and neither is Megalopony, so it's pretty important that Clefable's in here and forces this thing out, as it is his only way to check my Megalopony. Oh, excuse me, at this stage of the game. If I was running High Jump Kick, he'd be in a really bad spot right now. Now, this is a play where I had to decide whether or not I'm just going to get up rocks or go for a Toxic myself. And I'm going to end up going for the Toxic here because I do think it's a pretty obvious play that he's going to go into the Zard on the rocks here. He's got no reason not to just go hard Charizard here on my Stealth Rocks, predicted Stealth Rocks. And luckily I'm going to be able to hit my Toxic, which really puts his Charizard in a bad position. I thought about going for rocks here as well, but I don't really want this Charizard to start setting up on me, despite me being unaware. So, you know, he's going to take the Flare Blitz recoil, but I'm going to get a big Moonblast off in his face. And I went for rocks this turn, where he's going to kill me, and now Toxic's going to take him out after the recoil damage. So pretty basic set of plays from me, honestly, and now we're in a double down situation where Raikou gets to come in for free. He puts himself in a bad spot where he's going Starmie. Realistically, you just kind of have to stack Starmie. Everything outspeeds the Starmie from this range, and I'm not Webs protected anymore, so I get to get a Toxic off on the Xurkitree, which is going to Tail Glow in my face, and then I get to Volt Switch out on it. You know, sorry, I actually did not Volt Switch on him. That might have been a mistake. I went into the Braviary. I don't know what I was doing there, actually. Why did I go Braviary? What? I clicked Toxic, he clicked Tail Glow. I'm not sure what I was doing there. That's actually very strange. Why did I not Volt Switch into my Braviary? I mean, I guess I baited Scarf Raikou, technically, because I don't think I've switched up moves yet. That's okay. I don't know what my thought process was there. I don't know why I didn't just Volt Switch into Braviary, get a little bit more chip damage on the Xurkitree, which might have helped me deal with it. He obviously wasn't outspeeding my Raikou. Maybe I thought Webs are up for some reason still, as he got the Tail Glow up and then Signal Beam. So Signal Beam only did 55. Obviously a resisted hit from the Braviary here, and then I force him out. Kind of. You know, he doesn't know what I might have. I might have Return to kill him, which would have actually been really smart over the Tailwind at the end of this game. Or I should just click U-turn. It doesn't really matter because the Mandibuzz is going to come in. I'm going to get some Brave Bird chip off, and he's going to die to the Rocky Helmet. So pretty important knowledge on the Mandibuzz. The fact that I died is actually good for me, that Braviary died there. Braviary was kind of a liability at this stage of the game, knowing that this was Rocky Helmet, and the Xurkitree I'm not doing that much damage to, because again, it is a flying resist. His only flying resist on the entire team, but it's still live. So Raikou gets to come in here and threaten this Mandibuzz out, which I like. You know, I thought about Mega Lopunny. It doesn't actually kill with Return or Ice Punch from this range. There's no point in going to that. I was kind of forced to go into Raikou. Again, I had to preserve Raikou just for this Mandibuzz. Scarf Chomp in the back always threatens out the Xurkitree. Even if he's speed boosting the Xurkitree for whatever reason, Scarf Chomp is always going to threaten that. We know he's not speed boosting. Maybe Electrium Z on it, or Buginium Z potentially. I'm not sure what he would need Buginium Z for on my team. Jirachi maybe, or maybe as a Roserade. Maybe as a Roserade killer, Golurk killer maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, we see that that's fully physically defensive Mandibuzz, and again, I threaten out the Mandibuzz with the Thunderbolt here. I could have Volt Switched as well. That wouldn't have been a very bad play at all, but Volt Switching now into my Lopunny is also a fine play, as he's just going to go for the hidden power. So he expected me to go into the Garchomp there, and he's in a range where Power Up Punch is going to kill this Xurkitree from my Mega Lopunny. Pretty free cleanup here, because at +1 I will kill the Mandibuzz, and so I am just going to be able to get to +1 on the Xurkitree here, and then pick off the Mandibuzz with a Return. So, you know, not the match I would have wanted to have against Spanic. I did not really want to win the game through the paralysis against the Starmie. Scarf Starmie could have been a big pain in the ass late game. It obviously outsped my entire team. He wasn't doing that much to Raikou. Raikou really threatened this team because he didn't bring the Landorus. So Electric Spam was really free, and Xurkitree still didn't appreciate that Thunderbolt. We saw how much it took. Well, you guys can't see it on the screen there, but it still took 29% for my Thunderbolt, and that wasn't even a boosting item against it because I was Expert Belt. So I kind of regret not just clicking Volt Switch, but at the same time, I think it was definitely a better sequence of plays that ended up with my Mega Lopunny at +1 instead of me having to deal with a roosting Mandibuzz against my Raikou. You know, that could have been a pain in the ass. Although I always get a Toxic off on the Mandibuzz at the end of the game, and he has no way to get rid of it. So definitely a situation where I'm guaranteed a win, especially with the Garchomp in the back. So we move our record up to 2-2 -1. Not horrible, not great. We're taking on Dolphin Squared and the Red Spark Vicavolts next week. Interesting team. He's got a really bad time zone, so he's a pain to schedule with, just because it's super weird. I think he lives in like Hong Kong or China, so it's a super weird, it's like a 16-hour time difference, which means when I'm home from work, he's going to work kind of thing. It just doesn't work out super well. So don't expect the videos to go up on time next week, but hopefully they will. Yeah, so that's going to be it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys for week 5.